Now let's take a look at how we can control our document using our external CSS style sheet and something we call selectors. First of all, going back to this document that we've used before, the CSS style levels document, where we have an external style sheet, which is here. And here in our browser, this is what the document looks like at this point. Here we have a selector that's called body, which means that the corresponding tag in our document, called body, will be affected by that particular style. After the word body, we have a pair of curly brackets, and inside those curly brackets are the individual attributes or properties, as they're called in CSS: background, color, and font family. These are the properties that will be applied to the body tag using the body selector. So that's a tag level selector. We can have a couple others if we want to. We can have a paragraph selector. And we can have a selector for the heading H1 that we also are using in our document. And we could give those some different properties. Let's say that our paragraphs want to have in Century Schoolbook, so we can say font family, Century Schoolbook. And perhaps for our headings, we can use a different font, say Helvetica. Well, let's use Verdana. Now we save this. We have not touched the HTML document at this point. All we've touched is the style sheet. We go over to our browser and reload. Now our heading is in Verdana, and we have Century Schoolbook for this paragraph, and this paragraph is still in Georgia. Why? Because in our HTML document we have an override. We have a style in the actual paragraph tag. And so that one comes up in Georgia. Well, that's nice, but perhaps we want sometimes some smaller level of control. We'd like to be able to say for all around use, put it in italic. And we might want to use that same italic style in several other places. We can do that easily using another level of selector called a class selector. And a class selector is introduced with a period or a dot, and we can call this one I for italic. And we can say font style italic. And then anytime we use a tag, say a span tag, we can say class equals I, and it'll apply the I class to that span of text. Now, for all around use is an italic, using that class selector I and applying this style. And the other styles, of course, above it are inherited. The paragraph is still in Century Schoolbook. That's the Century Schoolbook italic. So we can do many things with this. Say we want a highlight class. Typing so good here. We can say background is that light blue, and then we can make that highlight instead, and that will now be highlighted in the browser. And it's no longer italic because we don't have the italic class on it anymore. We took that off and replaced it with the highlight class. So you can see that using selectors, you can have categories of things, that you can have a group of style attributes, properties, that you can apply to different parts of the document uniformly. So the selectors are extremely useful, and they're a lot of what makes CSS powerful.